Happy Saturday! Summer is over. I'm sad. But it's bittersweet because, so I get to celebrate my birthday. I'm happy about that, but I hate to see summer leave. But the one thing I am sort of getting excited about, that's not a word, getting excited about, is the holidays are coming. So in today's video, I want to talk about 15 or more, you know how we do, 15 or more useful, somewhat practical, little bit creative, and some very luxurious gifts to give to that plant-loving person in your life. So before we get started, my name is Yvette Boone. I'm a recovering software engineer and a lifelong creative hobbyist. And here on this channel, we create a safe space for Black women to incorporate creative hobbies into their wellness practice. I'm a plant enthusiast. I'm pretty sure you already know that by now. And if you don't, let me tell you, I am a plant enthusiast. I love plants. And I also love gift-related or plant-related gifts, right? So let me start by saying, if you thought that this was going to be a video of a list of plants to get your plant-loving person, not one plant on the list. What? No, it's no plants on the list. And I beg you, this is my PSA for the year. Unless your plant-loving person has told you specifically which plant they want, that they want a plant, please don't buy your plant lover a plant. Okay, so if you're not going to buy them a plant, then what are you going to get them? So I have 15 things that I want to list off. Now, I put them in 3 different categories. One category is practical, one category is for the creatives, and the other category is luxurious. So I put in the luxurious category some items that are like, you want to get them a really nice gift that's not really practical, but may cost a little bit more. So let's get started with the practical ones. And I do have notes, so don't judge me. The first one I have is plant markers. Buying plant markers for each plant, unless you buy them in bulk, can be kind of costly. So I have one here that is pretty standard. It's black. I use the white marker to mark on these. So, I think you can wash it off maybe with soap and water, but it pretty much is pretty standard. It's cute. I like them. I have a lot of plants, so I bought a lot of them. However, and so these are very practical, right? You put the name of your plant, probably the species, maybe even the date that you bought it, just so you can keep up with some things, because some things you forget, right? But however, a practical gift would be to go and buy this person some really fancy ones, right? These are things that as a plant parent, they're so costly, you don't want to get them, but you would definitely appreciate receiving them, because then you have these special plants that you would put these nice plant markers in. And if you have a creative person, and I know I'm all over the place because this is supposed to be the practical list, but if you have a creative person, you can get some plain ones that they can actually decorate themselves. So I think that's a great idea. Okay, gift number 2 under the practical column. Anything plant themed, okay? Now, you have to know your person, right? So say for instance, your person is a journaler. They like to journal. You can get them a plant themed journal. So like plant themed stationery, a plant themed calendar, or, and I wrote it down and forgot it just that quick, but wall art. Okay, so let me tell you exactly which wall art I'm talking about. The wall art that shows the leaf of different plants, like a monstera leaf, a pothos leaf, and it breaks it down into genus and species. Oh, we love stuff like that. Even if that's not your art style, it's nice to have those pictures, because then you know what plant you have, and it's art that kind of represents the things that you like. So I love, they're probably more labeled botanical art maybe. Practical gift number 3, clear pots. Oh, okay, so I have the perfect example right here. This is my Silvery Ann. She's doing so good. But yeah, this is a clear pot, right? You can see her roots. Let me tell you, plant parents love this kind of stuff. They love it. It's practical, right? Now, the impractical part, now say for instance, you said, oh, well, I don't think that is, that gift isn't enough, right? I want a little bit more. Buy them in larger sizes. The smaller size pots, most plant people have a 4-inch, maybe even a 5-inch, 6-inch, anything over a 6-inch. Chef kiss. They are hard to come by. They're more expensive. And yeah, so needless to say, if you could find clear pots over a 6-inch size, you can combine this with other things. I have a couple more things on this list, but if you wanted to create like a basket and put some clear pots in it, this would be a perfect gift for a plant lover. Okay, gift number 4 on the practical list is a repotting toolkit. So there's like a mat, and I'll show you. So most likely you can find a kit like this online. And in the kit, you'll see things like some snippers, a little shovel with this little stick-em-a-bobby thing. I don't even know what you call this, but it works. And you use it for things, right? This here helps to create the hole that you put in the dirt so that you can put your propagations in. And then you have the mat. And the mat is what you put down to sort of collect the free dirt that's falling out, and it kind of helps keep things nice and neat. So some sort of repotting kit would be a perfect gift. And you can also combine that with the markers and the pots if you wanted to make the gift a little bit more substantial. But these are all practical ideas to get your plant loving person, and stocking stuffers. So if, in case you just wanted to add a little zhuzh to another gift, you can add these in as stocking stuffers. Look, number 5 is one of these bug zapper things. I literally just got this, maybe, I don't think it's been a month yet. Oh my gosh. When I tell you this is life, I didn't know how much I needed it until I got it. And even though this is a little, it can be a little pricey. So these are practical in a sense where they're not super expensive, but of the ones that I've listed so far, this might be one of the more on the expensive end. So you can find them somewhere between $25 or $20 and $40. But definitely this is motorized. So it's electric, it's a bug zapper. It pulls the bugs in. It has a fan that kind of sucks them in, and it has like a little sticky paper at the bottom that traps the bugs and kills them. So this would be a nice gift, because a lot of times, and I don't know, maybe people are like me, I avoid things like this. Like in reality, if I had $20 and it was like, do I buy a plant or do I buy a bug zapper? I'm like, I'm gonna buy a plant. So this would be a perfect gift to give to a plant lover. Okay, so I got one extra. This is a bonus. I'm gonna go get it and I'll be right back. So you might be thinking, Yvette, what in the heck is that? So this is a container, and it's heavy because it's filled with rainwater. But I'm gonna pick it up so I can show it to you. So this is a container that you would get to spray your yard if you have weeds, or I guess you could probably use it for, I don't know. Other than weeds, I don't even really know. Anyway, you can buy them empty. And what you can do is fill it with water and water your plants with it. It comes with a wand. I don't have everything on camera. It comes with a wand. You can control the flow of water. So it could be a trickle or it could be a stream. It could be pretty hard. So I've never put any kind of bug spray in my container at all. It's only just been water. And it's a godsend for someone who has a lot of plants or a lot of plants in high places. This is perfect because it has a long wand to it and a long cord, right? You can take this and put this up high. You pump it up and you don't have to keep going back and forth to fill your watering container up. You can put your juicy juice stuff in here. So all your, fertilizers, vitamins, whatever nutrients or whatever you give to your plants, you can mix them in this container, which is pretty big, right? And you just water from here. Very practical, not the cutest gift in the world, but if the person that you're buying for that loves plants is also practical, they might enjoy something like this, because even though watering is fun and beautiful, sometimes getting it done on a regular basis, if you have a lot of plants, can be time consuming. And this cuts this time down so much because you have all your water already mixed and you just need to pick up, squirt, and go. All right. Okay, so that was all we had for the practical list. We still have the creative list and the luxurious list. Okay, but so if you guys are loving this content so far, go ahead on and give this video a like. And if you are not subscribed to this community just yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. The community is absolutely phenomenal. I love them. We give tips and tricks in the comments. We share, we encourage each other with our plant collections. Some of you guys are tempting me with your beautiful plants because I watch your channels too. So, but yeah, we all do it within community and we love on each other very well. So if you love that kind of community, then please join this community by subscribing to my channel. Okay, so for the creatives, now, I can't speak for all creative people, but most creative people like to do things, right? They like to make the thing their own. They want to put their own zhuzh on it, right? So when I mentioned the practical list, I talked about the markers and I talked about ways that that person could create their own markers. So this list is really a lot of DIY and handmade items, because those that like to make appreciate handmade items. Okay, so the first one is definitely going to be a plant themed, right? I think creatives love like a plant themed mug or some sort of, drinking device. Now look, this is my tip. I see a lot of people drinking out of mugs and I'm like, I don't know how you do that. I mean, I know how to drink out of a mug, but I've repotted before, right? And I'm repotting and dirt is flicking everywhere. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Did that just fall into my coffee or what? So I personally like a covered container. These things are a godsend. They keep your drinks cold or hot. I use them. I don't even know when the last time I have used a real glass anymore. But yeah, I use them all the time. I drink out of them every day, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about plant themed items. So a plant themed mug or a plant themed drinking device, t-shirts, if they like graphic tees, that would be a nice idea. Oh, coloring books, right? Like adults like to color too. It's not just for children. I love to color, by the way. So yeah, they have plant themed coloring books. They have plant themed puzzles. All of those things I think creative people would like. Now, of course, you got to know your person, right? If your person doesn't have the patience to sit down and color or to do a puzzle, then don't get it just because it's plant themed. But this is another area where you can kind of mix something that they also love to do with their plants. And so you can get them a plant themed whatever. If they love to bake, a plant themed apron or maybe some mitts or, maybe some plant handles on their measuring cups, just something plant themed, because we love plant themed everything. I'm speaking for everybody, but I really can't. Number 2 on the creative list is a DIY planter. Now, Terracotta pots you can kind of decorate on to create your own. Now I'm pretty sure they have some DIY kits out there that would give you the right ingredients to make sure that terracotta pot, once it gets wet, it won't reject either the paint or whatever you put on there. So I don't want to suggest just getting terracotta pots and getting some paint, because I actually tried that and that does not work. But I'm pretty sure that there is a kind of paint or some sort of way that you can decorate or zhuzh up that planter that would make it permanent, right? Because you want to make sure that whatever you get is not going to affect the soil or the plant in any way. Another idea, if they like macrame, because a lot of people kind of think macrame is old-fashioned, but you can modernize it. You can put different, you don't have to put beads at all. You can use different color cord, brown, black, gray. Yeah, you can use different color cords. You can use wood pieces to hold the planter, but a macrame kit, now I'm speaking all kits. I think if you just brought the raw materials, I personally wouldn't have a problem with it. But unless the person knows what to do already, I think a kit would probably be a better way to go. Idea number 3, colored stones. Now I'm saying colored stones, and this is as a top dressing. For the most part, colored stones will be used in pots that hold like succulents and cactus, but you can put colored stones on any pot that you have. But this is what I'm really talking about. Oh, and by the way, make sure that they're water safe. So something that could be used in an aquarium is usually a really good place to start, right? But we're talking about pretty colored stones, like something that is outside of the norm. So something like sea glass or marbles, anything tumbled glass. You don't want it something where it's going to cut them up or anything, but something really pretty to put on the top. And especially if that person is a girly girl or really likes things just so, or likes to decorate really well, like that would be a really good gift. Because so I think colored glass or colored pebbles, or it needs to be water safe though, right? I want to make sure I say that, because anything that takes up water or that would sort of disintegrate over time would not be a good idea. So think marbles, something glass, because glass is water safe, or some kind of stone that doesn't take up water and doesn't disintegrate over time. Definitely look somewhere near the aquarium section or a place that sells items for aquariums or reptiles, things of that nature, right? Look for the pretty versions of those. Number 4 is an herb or tea indoor garden set. So what does that mean? They have these cute little whole systems where you can grow your herbs inside. They come with their own little pot. I think they even have a little light on them. It's usually like a hydroponics type of deal, but I don't think it always has to be. Now I will say tea. I love the tea idea, but I don't think tea plants grow well indoors. So if your person is not apt to growing outdoors, maybe stick closer to the herbs. Or microgreens, something to that effect. Know your person, right? If they're not into that, I wouldn't suggest that. But because they're plant people, they might love that idea. Even if they just use it for novelty, they don't want to eat off them. They just want to use it for the novelty. I just think growing tea inside is so cute. I love tea. I drink tea all the time. But the tea plant, the camellias, I can't think of the genus name, but that plant doesn't grow well inside. However, the idea of it is super cute. And if the person likes to garden outdoors, then they would know to go ahead on it when it's time to let it go and grow outside. But I think it's a really cute idea. You can grow basil and mint, all those things you can grow indoors. Now, but maybe only for a little while. But I think it's just a good idea regardless. Number 5, and I saw this, I thought it was the cutest thing. It's a Teranium Ornament. Now, these are for creative people, right? So I'm thinking a kit. Now, 2 ideas I had. One was they have these cute little glass balls with a hole in front of it. And if the person has air plants, they can then take the air plants, put them in those little balls, bulbs, whatever you want to call them, the glass balls, and they can hang them from their Christmas tree. That would make the cutest Christmas ornament, right? But the other idea is that if you have a closed ball, and I'm pretty sure they have kits. I can't say for sure. What I saw was a finished product, but it was like a terrarium made inside of a ball, and they hung up on a tree. Oh, they were so cute. I just thought they were so cute. Now, I still think though, if you have to buy this person an air plant, then don't. Right? If they don't already have air plants, you can't really put a regular plant inside one of these things because you would need to have dirt and a way to water it. And I just feel like that just sounds like a lot. This terrarium idea is a fake plant, but because it's on a Christmas tree, I think it would be okay. I think it's a super cute idea, especially if the person has air plants already and they can use their live air plants inside of the ball. You won't need to do much of anything other than to put them inside. Maybe put a little fake grass or something, maybe some sphagnum moss or something at the bottom to kind of make it feel like it's, grounded and not just hanging in the air. But even the ball with the plant itself might be super cute if that person has air plants. I love that idea. Matter of fact, I feel like I want to get air plants just so I could do that. And not even hang them on a tree. I can hang them from the ceiling. Oh man. Okay, stay focused, Yvette. All right, now we're on the last of the list. And this is my fancy, sort of luxurious, a little bit, if you're not stressed about the budget. So the first thing that came to mind was a really nice Scentsy, or it doesn't have to be Scentsy, but a light kit. One thing we know as plant parents is that our plants need light, right? But some of these light kits are a little pricey. And I think, when we think about how many plants we have, trying to get lights for all of them feels a lot, right? So a light kit, okay, so I had 2 ideas, right? I'm all over the place. I got 2 ideas. There's a light kit that you can get specifically just for a potted plant. It's like on a stick, and not a real stick, but it's like a stake, and you put the stake in, and at the top it has like a little bulb, and it will shine the light on a specific plant. I love the idea of that. That means you can have a plant in a place that doesn't have great light from the outside, but you can provide it light to that specific plant. Another idea is they have these beautiful lamp kits that are set up for houseplants. You can use a light plant bulb. Oh, I got a dead leaf. What is going on? Oh, sorry. Yeah, so you can get a light kit that either can hang from the ceiling or from the wall that can shine specifically on a plant so that it can give the plant the light that it needs, especially if you have a big plant like a monstera or, some of the taller Diphyllobias. These are a nice addition to their collection because it allows them to grow plants in rooms that they wouldn't normally be able to grow it in because they don't have the light for it. And they can be kind of pricey. And if they are like me, I'm telling you, if I had $100, it's either plants or a light. I'm like, plants. Okay, so Luxe idea number 2 is a house plant / botanical art coffee table book. That's a lot of words to say. A really nice book that has pictures of different plants. And it's called a coffee table book because it's a book you typically put on your coffee table. And when you open it up, it's just like really laid out really nicely. Usually these are books with really nice paper. They might be hardbacked. And look, plants don't go out of style. Like when I say that, I mean like a monstera is still a monstera 30 years ago versus today, right? So the pictures are beautiful. And if your person happens to be a creative and they like to watercolor or draw or whatever, sculpt, you know, this can be motivation for them. Oh, you just get me excited. And anyway. Number 3, Luxe idea number 3. So the idea is like a plant stand, right? But okay, so in the plant community, there's a lot of buzz about these Mills bow cabinets, Mills bow cabinets. So IKEA has a houseplant cabinet, and why would someone who grows plants want them? Well, they're glass. They're made of glass, and they have doors on them. You can outfit the inside to be shelved any way you want. They also have light kits to go with them, a fan to go with them. And so what it does is it gives your plant a place to capture the humidity in a room per se. It's glass on the outside so you can see inside. It's really nice looking, but they're a little pricey. They are a little pricey, but they're very popular within the plant community. So if budget is of no factor, they come in different sizes, tall, wide, small, you know. Yeah, so, and it can be used in a lot of different ways. A lot of people sometimes use it for their propagations. They use it for those fussy plants that need a little bit more humidity than your home can provide. But they're a really nice gift. So if budget is not an issue, and you want to go for it, that's a really nice gift to get. Luxe item number 4. I think, and I'm going to speak for all of us. A watering device or a watering can that is really nice. It kind of adds some luxury to your everyday chores, right? Like we water our plants regularly. Unless you have a collection full of snake plants and ZZ plants or cactus, you water right frequently, at least once a week. And so having a really nice watering can, like an all glass one, or they have some beautiful options out there. And so know your person, right? If they're not fancy and they're not into that kind of stuff, that might feel a little too much. But you can also get the one that's really practical, but it's just made out of some really good quality materials. Now, I personally use an old Juicy Juice can, but I think it would feel really nice watering with something that was really, and I do have a nicer one too, or it looks cuter. But having a really nice watering can, that just makes the process of watering your plants a little bit more luxurious because you get to use something nice every day to do everyday things. I think to me that is luxe. That is luxury. Okay, number 5 for the luxe idea. It's called the Propagation Station. What does that actually mean? It's really a glass container that is set up so that you can propagate all together. I personally use old wine glasses or, some form of glass. Like it might be something from the cabinet that I'm using that I no longer drink out of or use anymore. However, they have some that are made just for propagations and they're so cute, right? Like it's not something that I would go and buy 10 of so that I can propagate, but as a gift, I think it's a cute, wonderful, nice gift. And if you get one that is really nicely made, I think it will be well appreciated. A propagation station. Essentially, though, it is a set of glasses, and it doesn't necessarily have to be glass, but I've seen some that hang on the wall, some that can sit on your shelf, and they're nice. They have like some, it looks like little beakers, some of them looks like wine glasses, and they just nicely put together so that it doesn't look like a bunch of mason jars or red Solo cups. Last item. From what I understand, that these pots are really nice. So they're self-watering pots. Now, I know you can get some less expensive self-watering pots, but I want to say the Houseplant version is really nice. And they might even sell a full-on kit. So unless they're into pond, unless that person is into pond, you wouldn't know. But I think all of us would be willing to try it for 1 or 2 plants. I think all of us have at least 1 or 2 plants in our collection that would benefit from Houseplant. Houseplant is just another media that we use to grow our plants in. It's like rock media per se. It's not the soil that you typically find outside or in a house plant mix. But they have these specialized pots that you put them in that allows for a reservoir at the bottom of water. And so you just fill the bottom up with water and it will self-water the plant. It's a really nice system. It's a really nice setup, but they are kind of pricey and expensive. I put this on this list because I think it's a really nice gift for people to try. Like they want to try it out, see what it is, and if they can find. And I'm pretty sure that we all have at least one plant that we think would do better in some medium like this versus what we have already. So that's one of the reasons why I put that on this list. I think it would be a really nice gift. How did I forget this? Okay, so I forgot one item that I wanted to add to the creative list. I mentioned that people who are creative appreciate handmade items, or at least appreciate some kitschy sort of items, right? One of the things that I think plant parents like are really nice pots. And yes, decorative that look like, things that you want to have in your home is really nice. But I love these kind of pots that are specialized. Like this one has frogs on it, right? But if you found a potter that makes handmade pottery or items that, are a little different than you would typically find in your big box stores or in your nurseries, I think that would be a really good gift to give someone. They also have things like pot charms and trellises, all of those things that are handmade, that can be handmade, would be really nice gifts to give to your creative plant lover. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this 18 or so gift ideas to give to your plant loving person. Definitely no plants, like don't do it. Don't do it. Don't torture you, and don't torture them. When you give someone a plant, that person typically may feel obligated to keep that plant alive. And if they don't have the environment or the personality or the energy to care for that plant specifically, then that just puts pressure on them to care for a plant that they don't want to care for. And that's sort of not nice and unfair, right? So I think a better option, and that's just my opinion, but it's a better option would be to try something that they can use that they would really love to use. And every time they go to use that thing, they will think of you. Instead of every time they see that dying plant, they think of you. I'm just saying. Okay, you guys, you know what I'm about to say. If no one else has said it to you today, have a great day. Bye.